Can you hold, please?
Okay.
How can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to do a report.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Please hold. I'd like to do a report. Give me 1 second.
Victoria County Sheriff's Office.
I'd like to do a report.
Okay.
Can I ask who I spoke with? I called the sheriff's office, and then she said, give me 1 second. She put me on hold and then said, give me 1 second. And then I said, I'd like to do a report. And then I was transferred to you. What happened? Who answered the phone?
I'm not sure because our phone hasn't rung over here.
It's been happening. It happens all the time when I call. That's why I'm inquiring. So I call, and then they put me on hold, and then I say what I need to report, and they'll take the information and then transfer me to someone else. I'm trying to figure out why they're doing that.
Okay. Well, you may have been in a different department to try to get you to the right place.
It happens every time I call. It happens every time I call. So they answer the phone and then hear my story and then transfer me to another department that I have to give my story and then have to be transferred to a sheriff. A sheriff has to call and then I give my story. I'm inquiring why you guys do that.
Okay, may I get your name?
Are you refusing to answer the question?
No, ma'am. I'd like to have your name so I can see if I can find out who called or who you spoke with.
I didn't give her my name. She answered the phone. I called the sheriff's office. She answered the phone, put me on hold. Then I told her what I needed. Then she put me on hold again and then transferred me to you. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm calling. I call.
What phone number you called?
361-575-0651.
That is the main office. So right now, if you wanted to speak with a deputy, you would need to speak with someone in dispatch. So whoever answered the phone has transferred you to dispatch.
Okay, well, who did I call?
That's the main office here at the sheriff's office. That's the main phone number.
What is the relevancy of the main phone number?
What's the lady's name that answered the main phone number?
What is the relevancy of it?
Oh, so that goes to like our records, our lobby services.
Oh, so I can get records?
Like in the records department, lobby services.
Sure, whatever.
And then
okay, sure, whatever's happening. I don't have rights. That's why I'm calling. I don't have rights. That's why I'm calling. Yes. Okay. So I do the report with you, or what's happening here?
Okay, you let me know what you need, and then I see if you're in the right place and if I can get a deputy out to you.
Okay, so I'll let you know what you need. I think there's a disconnect when the FBI hasn't investigated and deliberately wait till I'm talking to antagonize and violate me. A crime's committed, and then I call in, and then they play games and pathologically lie, which is unfair to me and criminal.
May I get your name first?
It's Kiana, Key.
Kiana?
Yes.
Okay.
And if I'm doing a report and everywhere I'm calling is interrupting the report, is that criminal? Would they be accessories because they won't let me report crimes? And could that be considered tampering with evidence and obstruction of justice when they won't let me speak during my reports and taunt and violate me for trying to report crimes?
Ma'am, I apologize for
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question, ma'am.
This is going to be something that a deputy would have to advise you.
Okay.
It's not something that I have the information.
Okay. Well, then I'd like to speak with a deputy. Yeah, I think it's irrelevant speaking to you, ma'am. If you can't help, and a deputy would have to do it. So then are you connecting me with a deputy?
All I do is pass along the information to the deputy so they can give you a call. I'm on the non-emergency.
Okay, thank you. Can you do that, ma'am? Can you do that, ma'am? Because I think that this excessive speaking call to call is irrelevant and we don't need it. The bottom line is if you can't help, then I don't need to hear all these excuses everywhere I'm at. I just want to speak with a deputy, ma'am, to report a crime without being violated. Is that possible, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Is that possible?
Phone number. I'm going to have a deputy give you a call, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Bye.
Hello?
Hello, is this Miss Kiana?
It is.
Okay, I'm Deputy Neese with the Victoria County Sheriff's Office.
How do you spell your last name?
Neese, it's Neese.
And your badge number?
274.
Wait, did you hang up on me the other day when I was speaking with I can't remember if it was sergeant or captain? I can't remember.
I haven't spoken to you.
Okay, someone hung up and it's saying you sound familiar. I forgot what I was trying to report. I think I was trying to report the conspiracy to violate rights crimes. And then they didn't
Okay.
really want to take the report, so they strategized to ask strategy to hang up on me to keep me in the problem. I thought it was criminal. But nonetheless, today I'm reporting cyber crimes.
Okay.
So what's been happening is for years I've been deprived of my right to be able to order on a lot of different sites, Temu, Amazon, Walmart, and I had to do uploads to be able to even use the sites. And at another point, when I did make purchases, everything I got was damaged and couldn't use. And then when I spoke with someone about it, that issue corrected. And then on a whim, I couldn't even order things. Okay. I would book a Lyft and it'd say $16. And then when it was time for me to confirm the price, it skipped the confirmation process and then charged me $56. Okay.
How much did it charge you?
$56 instead of the $16.
Okay.
I reported it to the police and showed evidence, the order, but he covered for it. This was in Duncanville. So nonetheless, the cyber crimes is criminal, but for some reason he had an interest in risking his livelihood in criminal charges and would not investigate these cyber crimes. It had happened 3 times that day. So to not be defrauded out of...
Before we go on any further, can I get your basic information? What is your...
I thought you asked what happened. You didn't ask me what was going on?
Ma'am, I'm just trying to get you identified. What is your name?
I thought you should have asked that up front instead of you having me give partial story and then want my information to interrupt my report.
I just want to understand what was going on, but now I want to get you identified. What is your name?
Well, I think the problem was in the middle of spelling it, you said, "Can you spell it?" Did you realize you did that? Because everywhere else I'm calling does it too. I was spelling it and you said, "Can you spell it?"
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you I'm spelling it and you're saying, "Can you spell it?" while I'm spelling it.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to hear me spell it now so you won't tell me to spell it while I'm spelling it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't report my, can you not report my sensitive information? Because I record my calls. And people do it a lot in malice, pretending like they don't.
I have to have this information if I'm going to file a report.
I'm not being heard, like the ice cream and the cookie owl. The ice cream and the vacuum cleaner owl. I'm not being heard. I'm asking you if you don't have it, can you not repeat my information again after you've already confirmed it?
I'm confirming it right now with you.
I thought that trying to taunt someone during a report was kind of criminal and misconduct. I thought trying to deliberately strategize and gaslight someone and violate them for doing reports was a crime. Deliberately trying to taunt them and mistreat them for doing reports and playing mind games.
I'm not playing any mind games. I'm not deliberating anything. I just want to get the information.
I've already given it to you. You need it again?
Yes, ma'am. I want to hear.
Okay, don't repeat my address, my birthday, and my sensitive information. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So back to when I was in Duncanville and the Lyft changed the radio. So you have to do that now. That's a strategy. So in Duncanville, I paid the 56, the 16 changed from the 56, and it glitched and did not let me confirm it. So I reported it to the police. It was the 3rd time that day that I had been defrauded out of funds with just Lyft alone. So I had to cancel it to not be charged that. Then another driver claimed that he came but didn't come. And this is how I had to live. He didn't come. It was a blatant lie. And then he said that I didn't show, so he canceled the Lyft. Because I said, "Where are you at? I don't see you. I'm right here." I was at a Target. It wasn't that huge for him to not see me. And he didn't call or anything and let me know he was leaving. So it was a scheme to keep me from using even Lyfts. They do it using public transportation.
Okay, I'm not understanding this story. You said that you were trying to make an online purchase on what, and then now you're going.
Do you have a pen and paper? Do you have a pen and paper as a police?
Do what?
Do you have a pen and paper as a deputy?
I do, and I'm writing all this down.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that you just told me prior to this story, the prior story was you were trying to make a purchase online from $15. When you went to make the purchase, it changed it to $56. Now your story is changing to.
No, you're just not doing very good investigative work, because I'm informing you that I was defrauded out of funds 3 times that day. These are different scenarios in the same day, and you're not getting that. And you're trying to sabotage my report and gaslight me and victim shame me for reporting crimes like you guys have been doing years. You're trying to create an alibi for the crime that's happening to me. I don't know who all you've done it to, and it makes you an
Okay.
accomplice to the crimes. But nonetheless, so you're not hearing that it happened multiple different
I want
times
to
that
hear
day.
the original story from when you tried to make the purchase online. I'm this incident in Duncanville. That is, you got to report that with Duncanville.
I'm just
police
trying to
or
give you a
sheriff's
history
office
that I'm
would
being
be able-
defrauded out of funds, a history on why it's critical for my report today. I want you to have a paper trail to get a preponderance of evidence and not tamper with evidence and keep me from informing you that this has happened years. I would like to be able to communicate that there's a history, but I would like to give you all the evidence. If you are tampering with evidence, I can't stop you. You've done it years. So are you demanding that I not give you all the evidence to tamper with it?
I'm curious to know the first story. That's all I want. Right now, with the online purchase of what you said was $15, that it magically turned to $56 when you went to check out. It went from 15 to 56.
Right. And I have a police report, and Lyft can confirm it if law enforcement was done. They charged me for it, and I tried to dispute it.
Where did this incident happen?
That happened in Duncanville at Target.
Okay, well, that would be with Duncanville or the county of Duncanville where it happened. That is where it would be reported.
Okay, well then we'll fast forward to Victoria. So I tried to order a phone off Temu, couldn't. I tried to order a phone off Amazon, couldn't. And I tried to order a phone off Walmart and couldn't. What happened was
So you tried to order a phone off those three businesses, but how could you not?
I have the emails right now saying that it canceled out all the attempts that I made. I have like 20 something emails. Amazon, whoever I was talking to is Amazon, would play games. They say it was shipped, cancel, shipped, cancel, shipped, cancel. It's happened years. But this is how I got to Victoria. So I had to start uploading videos and doing reports to even purchase online. And I have all the emails right now of where I do all these orders and then they cancel out and wouldn't let me order online. What was happening behind the scenes, someone was controlling my purchases like they do in person, like they did at Target. Someone is really jealous that's running the government and don't want me shopping. So a strategy of pulling that off is keeping me from purchasing online and in person like they did at Target with that false statement the police department set up. That's why they can't investigate it, because they're telling people to rack up charges for them.
What type of phone was it that you were trying to buy?
It's just a phone in general, a cell phone.
A what?
A cell phone. I'm being stalked in this environment.
Honda four-door gray.
You're being what?
I think that I can't combat the fact that you guys are racking up charges and scamming now in these reports that the battery has to be, your radio has to be up and you can't hear me to cover for crimes. I can't combat that. That you putting your radio up to the phone to tamper with evidence and deprive me of my report, what do I do with that? If you're law enforcement repeatedly doing it and not being held accountable.
No, ma'am, I'm not using my radio to do any of that.
You can't hear me because of your radio, and I thought that you had to take a report and not terrorize someone during the report and playing mind games. If you can't hear me doing my report, then I can't make the report. If you have to have your radio higher than our conversation, then that's why you can't hear me. What can I do about you doing that?
All right, ma'am. If you're going to continue to speak over me, then we don't have anything else to speak about.
Okay, do you think is there anyone that won't tamper with evidence and then blame me for crimes they're committing? Because I'm not doing my report, you're sabotaging it, and you're not getting charges. I can't do the report, and you're making it impossible like everyone else and then blaming me for your crime.
If you keep talking over me, then this conversation will not continue forward.
I can't do the report if I can't talk to make it.
I was taking the report and listening. So, right now, nobody is tampering with any evidence of your incident, okay?
You are, ma'am. Sir.
How am I?
Back to the report. So what's happening in Victoria is that the phones, I couldn't purchase a phone. A lady over this organization that's now peculiar, she saw that she wanted my address. I cut my phone off. And then I needed to get something off my phone again, a number. I cut my phone back on, and it said that the email, I got an email immediately saying that you're in Victoria. It freaked her out. She said that I want you to be safe. I said, I can't get law enforcement. The police keep covering for everything that happens to me. Everything that they hear, I'm not getting law enforcement, period. Can you help with it? She said, well, a start is by you getting another device. So I don't really feel comfortable with you bringing that device onto property, and then you're jeopardizing your safety as well as other parties. And then she said, "Go." It was okay later on after she got weird. So nonetheless, she didn't wanted me to get another phone, and I couldn't. But by the time it was time for me to move in the new environment, it blew over, and she didn't want. I didn't have to have a new phone. So she had evidence that someone was stalking me, and she freaked her out. Evidence that you guys keep covering for crimes that you're covering up for, and it's on camera footage that I'm being stalked here, and you're covering for that, which is a felony by multiple different parties on camera footage.
Okay, so who is this friend, or who is this lady to you?
I don't want to put her in it because you scammed to put me out of places. I don't want to involve her in it. I would like to concentrate on the cyber crimes. The fact that I ordered a phone at three different locations and couldn't, and still have the emails collaborating my story that all these different purchases for a phone I could not. And then I have about 20 emails regarding the same phone from Amazon. They played mind games saying that they ship it, then they weren't shipping it, playing games. I had a full order of multiple different items. They separated it in malice and tried to scam that I had to put my credit card information in each order and my address in each order. It was a strategy to keep me from making purchases. So they alter these sites, and then they treat me like I'm stupid, and I'm not supposed to know that each time you're purchasing off Amazon, you don't have to put in your address and credit card number in for each item that you're ordering. So I ordered 5 items, and Amazon was separated and demand that I put my address and everything in for each item, and I have it recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Then when they got caught in that, and I uploaded videos and tried to report these crimes to the police crimes of the police department knew was being committed, but won't investigate for profit. Then they were forced to allow me to have access to Amazon and these other sites. But then they glitch and alter, defrauded me out of funds like Lyft and the other things that I'm reporting to you. And then they'll deliver something, then take it back.
Ms. Clark, I have a question.
Sure.
So when you're attempting to make these purchases, and Amazon or whoever demands to have your address, what do you mean by that? Because Amazon has to deliver that package to the address of which you're at.
Oh, when you set up the Amazon account, I know what you're saying, but I gotta hear you. Gotta finish. Okay, go ahead.
When they deliver these, they're gonna go to your address that you put in.
So they have to waste my time, and this is strategies. Let me finish talking to sidetrack the report and not get crimes. So I'm actually being taunted by this madness. So they demand to talk and waste my time and violate me. I'll hang up. Let me finish to sidetrack my report and still not getting charges.
It has to have the address if the items that you're buying and purchasing have to be delivered to the address that you want, which would be your residence or a residence that you know of that it could be delivered to. I'm kind of confused with your statement on that, because if you're saying that it's demanding you to have an address, it's because it has to be delivered somewhere.
Okay, typically, with communication skills, typically it's a two-way street, and then one party stating to one party that that's not what I'm saying, and then they try to redirect the conversation to communicate that's not what I'm communicating with you. Typically, it's not met with such people being combative, threatening to hang up, and demanding that someone take a report or a statement that they didn't say, and then they elaborate on it 1, 2 minutes, 10 minutes sometimes, and demand that I listen to something that I'm not stating. So I've been living a long time, and when you try to communicate with someone, that's not what I'm saying. They don't say, let me finish, I'll hang up. I think it's a strategy to taunt and violate and not be held accountable. So if you would have let me speak.
Threatened to hang up on this phone call.
I'm just saying in other past calls.
Where that came from.
I'm just trying. I don't know how to report it to the police because I am doing a report of what I'm experiencing, and I can't because you're saying that it didn't happen.
That is not something that we're dealing with right now.
It's something I'm reporting it right now in this report. I'm not being heard, and then you said that I wouldn't let you speak.
I told you that I'm not going to deal with you over talking me. So I
asked you if I could speak, sir. And then you won't let me speak. I did get permission to speak, and you're not letting me talk, and then you're blaming me for your abuse.
Because you're going to a different conversation. I'm focused on this conversation about Amazon demanding your address.
That's what I'm...
phones that you purchased through the 3 different websites, Temu, Amazon, and the other one, that you are not receiving them, they got canceled, and you have 20 emails, but you're going to a different conversation. You're not sticking with this one conversation, the one incident.
I think
you keep moving forward. So we need to stick to this one conversation.
Like I informed you
Nobody is threatening to hang up on you at all. Nobody. I have not once stated that. Where you got that from, I'm not sure.
Am I able to speak?
Now, we are going to continue on with this.
Okay, I feel like my report is being controlled, and I feel like I'm being intimidated and bullied, like I'm trying to report to you today. I would like to put that in the report.
Nobody is trying to bully you.
I would like to put, I'm reporting that today. That multiple different parties speak over me, blame me for their abuse. They make it traumatic when I'm reporting, even with Amazon and all these other parties. That is what I'm definitely trying to report to you today. I don't know why you can't hear that. So people are creating alibis and strategies to keep me from reporting all these glitches and things, and they threaten to hang up is what I'm telling you. And then they threaten to hang up, or they say that I won't take your report. I'm saying I'm not being heard again. That's what parties say. And police call me all the time and tamper with evidence and cover for crimes and haven't been held accountable. They know I'm being violated, and they want to traumatize me and doing reports to minimize my reports, because they know if I'm getting punished each time I'm doing a report, that'll minimize my desire to do the reports, which is a violation of my constitutional rights, and they're not being held accountable. So in my reports, I want to
violate your constitutional rights. I'm trying to understand and
I'm doing a report. I don't know why you are arguing with me doing a report that is violating my rights. I'm reporting to you that when I report crimes, the police department strategizes avenues to keep me from doing my reports, and avenues to which they feel that they won't be caught. So they play mind games, taunt, and violate. That's what I'm reporting to you. You're saying that I'm not doing that. That's not, I'm reporting that that's what's happening. Regardless of whether you feel like it's happening, that's why you investigate. I have the recordings, and when an investigator calls me, I can play the recordings, and he'll see a common theme in my conversations. People strategizing to conceal crimes. And they use the technique of I'll hang up, you're talking over me, but actually they're the party that's, being abusive and condescending. So they gaslight me and blame me for things that they're doing. So back to the report that you interrupted. So it's showing a history, and I could not report with Amazon, order with Amazon and multiple different other locations. Then I told you about the party that was afraid because of the stalking that she saw with my device that you guys cover for. So moving forward, so I was able to order for Amazon. Then I go look at a seasoning, and then the seasoning for one time I looked at, I think it was, let's just say nutmeg. I think it was nutmeg or some kind of seasoning. So they wanted $100 for the seasoning. And then you have to look in fine print that they're trying to sell 10 seasonings, and some of them was one seasoning. But it's really an avenue to spin my wheels. So I'm looking for seasoning, and it's $100.
Okay, so we went from purchasing a phone to now seasonings, like food seasonings?
Right, I'm doing multiple. I'm telling you how the cyber crimes are being committed and giving you multiple different crimes that were committed. I'm not understanding if it's a cap out, or can I report all of the crimes to you? So yes, I reported the crime with the phone. You only want to take the ones for Victoria. So I reported the crimes with the phone.
Before you continue, I was just going to let you know that Amazon does have a complaint system where you can, or a customer support system.
I know. We don't have to discuss that. I know. I'm reporting cyber crimes.
That's where you would.
I'm reporting cyber crimes to the police. I'm reporting that someone is hacking my device and defrauding me out of funds to the police.
They're taking your actual device physically out of your hand, or are they just stealing information?
Stealing information and manipulating the sites. That's what I'm reporting to you.
Okay. So continue on to that. The food seasoning, that can be reported through Amazon.
No, I'm reporting that someone's hacking my device to change the price of the seasoning, and you report that to the police and not Amazon. I've already tried. The police will investigate cyber crimes when they're not tampering with evidence, and I haven't seen any that's not tampering with evidence. As I instructed you with the location in Duncanville, that all police and Dallas cover for crimes being committed, and it makes me question who else is the government being enlisted to defraud out of funds. If you're covering for my abuse in the cyber crimes, is this your pastime hobby? Do you rob all of your citizens and then blame them for your crimes and then deprive them of law enforcement to combat the being defrauded out of funds. This could be what you do for a living, and then you're a police officer part-time. I don't know that. All
No,
I
ma'am.
know is
That is
everyone I
not
talk to is
exactly
covering for
what
crimes.
happens. No, ma'am.
Oh, well, the actions speak louder than words.
Okay, I understand. Now continue back on your story.
So the issue with the phone, and now we've moved on to the seasoning. So when I'm looking for seasoning, multiple different seasonings were $100 and something, which we know that's not an authentic price for seasoning. So then I have recorded and uploaded to YouTube how I got looked at a gown that was $5, then it changed to $7. I have uploaded to YouTube a book was $4.99, and then it changed to $7. So then after I bought the book for $7, then it changed back to $4.99. But I had already bought it for $7.99. And I have it uploaded to YouTube, this experience. So then another strategy they use is my abuser wants to cause psychological distress. So I'll order something, and then it may say like you'll get it in 2 days, and then I'll get it in a month. Like I ordered something from Walmart, and it said that I would get it. I was supposed to be getting it the next day at 7 to 9 a.m. And instead, it came another day, additional day. So it was supposed to be coming yesterday, and it's coming today from 7 to 9.
Okay, well, that's just because there may be...
No, I'm telling you that the sites
delivery
I'm not
service.
reporting that, sir. My report, if you're not tampering with evidence, I'm reporting that the sites are altering, and I'm giving you evidence.
Okay,
Not only
do you
that site, but
understand
another
that,
site did it.
Delivering
That's not,
services
no,
that
someone's altering the delivery. I'm not being heard.
Let me speak. Do you understand that delivering services sometimes have mishaps or mistakes or due to the weather or whatever the case may be, that during a time period...
That's not what's happening, though. So that's not what's
deliver-
happening. That's not what's
Okay,
happening.
Ma'am, you're not listening. You just told me that you had your delivery set for this one day, and then you get told that it's going to be delivered.
Are you doing the report, or are you tampering with evidence? Because if you won't let me
I'm not
report the
tampering with
crimes,
evidence,
if
ma'am.
you're
I'm telling you
depriving me
what
of the
you're
right to do
telling
my
me.
report, then I can't combat the fact that you're tampering with
ma'am.
evidence.
Ma'am, Miss Keon, okay. You're telling me that this delivery fee, or this delivery was supposed to be made on this date. Then you're telling me that that delivery service changed that date to this date.
No, not the delivery service. No, I'm telling you that my device I'm trying to prove that it can report that my device is altering deliveries. It also did it with another site. And I have the email saying that you're supposed to get it on this date, and then it's doing it multiple different times with multiple different deliveries, is what I'm trying to communicate with you.
Okay,
So
sometimes the weather or the delivering service...
That's not what I'm reporting. If you won't let me
that it
report the
may get
crime, I
delayed.
don't know how to combat the fact that you're tampering with evidence. That's not what I'm reporting to you. And if you're tampering with evidence covering for it, I can't
There is
combat your
nobody
crime.
tampering
Well, that's
with
not what I'm
evidence right
reporting.
now, ma'am.
I'm doing a report, and I'm telling you that's not what I'm reporting. And if you repeatedly try to cover for it, I can't combat you guys not getting your felonies. I'm not reporting that. I'm reporting that my device is being hacked, and I have
Alrighty, Miss
emails to
Tiana.
prove it.
I will make a report of this, but as of right now, this conversation is...
I don't have a report number.
my
I don't have a
story.
report number, and you trying to cover for cyber crimes and fraud. That's really a big thing. If you're trying to cover for someone being defrauded out of funds, and
Nobody's
hacking,
covering
that's
for
serious
anybody.
crimes
There's
that you're
no
covering
tampering
for.
with evidence.
You are tampering with
So,
evidence
as of
because I
right
have
now, this
emails, and you're
conversation
ending the
is
call
over
to
with.
cover for the crimes. I don't
Miss
have a
Tiana,
police
I want you
report.
to have a good rest of your day.
So they're not.
Okay?
They're part of that. They know that it's identity theft and all these extreme crimes. So he can't give me the report number. He hung up. So they called and wasted my time. This is really big. So perhaps maybe all these cyber crimes, the police department may be in cahoots with. I don't know. But you just saw I said I have emails to back it up, and he did not want to give me my report number. So I'm going to escalate. That this is how they have me waste my time. This is the time right here. So you can call 911 to call the police. So they're covering up for me being stalked, someone sending me death threats, every crime that I report, being put out of Target, someone saying that they're about to escalate my abuse, child interference with child custody crimes. If I call 911 to report that I'm not afraid and can't get law enforcement help nowhere, everywhere I'm at is being enlisted into psychological abuse and crimes. If I report that, they may take my freedom. They scammed this to have something to hold over my head so I can't report crimes. They know that they were deliberately setting up and committing. So what do I do with that?
person you're trying to reach is not available.
This
At the
is
tone,
the sheriff's
please
office?
record your message. When you have finished reporting.
Yes. I like to do a report.
Okay, just long.
Okay. I had a deputy call me out that took a long report and was trying to cover for crimes and then hung up without giving me the report number, which is criminal. But a lot of officers have done it and not been held accountable, so I don't know what to do with that.
May I get your name?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for holding. I've got that report number for you.
Okay. I like to report that the police covering for me being defrauded out of funds year after year. And I have to record videos for them to give me a report number that they refuse to investigate. What's the report number?
Okay, it is 2025 -017791. Did you want to repeat that back to me?
Z2025017791.
Correct.
And now I need to report officers that deprive me of my right to report crimes and aren't being held accountable. They don't investigate any of my reports. That does me no good to give me a bogus report number and then bodge all of my investigations. So I don't know what to do with that.
Alrighty. Did you want to speak with a different deputy or did you want to speak with the same one?
I just don't know how to report that I'm not getting investigation and they deliberately try to sabotage the investigations by depriving me of the investigation altogether. I don't really know what to do with that.
All right, Ms. Clark. I've got your name and number, so what I can do is I can take a look at it and see who I can have give you a call back that might be able to...
I just wanted an investigation. I have all these report numbers, but no investigation, so it's really not benefiting me. It just seems like the stage is being set to give me a bogus investigation number or a report number, and then when I get my records, they never can find any of these reports that I've been making years. It should be close to 350.
I'm in the dispatch position, so what would you like me to do?
But you're the gatekeeper. If you're the gatekeeper and I'm reporting repeatedly over and over to whatever's happening with these, everywhere I'm calling is covering for crimes. I have to prove that I read a book and it's saying that you guys are hijacking my device. And I'm just telling you, I don't know how to do the report if I can't tell you, if I can't speak. I'm trying to tell you when I'm trying to report it as a dispatcher, you have a responsibility to hear what I'm reporting to you and then direct me to the right party. So if you don't let me speak, but I'm not able to speak. I'm not able to speak to tell you. I'm not able to speak and tell you. I don't know why you would cover for crime. So back to let me speak and then I can report. And then we can direct me. If I can tell you what I'm trying to report to you, then we can go from there.
I feel the same way.
Well, you're not, but the problem of it is what you're doing is incredible. I can't speak for you to know why I'm calling.
Is it in regards to you just told me.
I'm asking you to speak and you won't let me speak. This is a form of psychological abuse, ma'am, that I've had to endure years. I know you're doing it on purpose. I'm trying to prove it to YouTube. Can I speak to tell you what I'm seeking?
Yes, ma'am. You can speak and tell me what you want.
Okay. So let me tell you my experience and then we can go from that point. So I read a book and it says that my device is being hijacked. It says that scammers hijack a network, and then when they hijack the network, they can hijack the phone and have that party speak with scammers. And unwitting parties that didn't even know something like this existed. I think that's what's going on. I don't think you're really this. I think that everyone where I'm calling is scammers and they're crooked. So then they're talking over me and playing mind games. And I've noticed a lot of these scammers are saying, I'm sorry, and I'm being taunted. Because parties would not believe that someone can manipulate something like that. So each location I'm calling, they're saying, I'm sorry, and taunting me because that's what I say. So, but nonetheless, hold on one second. Someone's at the door. Okay, so what's going on is my phone is being hijacked by scammers. And I tried to report it to my provider, but 7 or 8 police came to threaten my arrest. So I'm calling all over the United States and people are talking while I'm talking and deliberately trying to contribute to psychological abuse for me getting things resolved. Like Amazon plays games, multiple different parties, they hang up. I was desperate trying to activate the phone. They hung up in my face 4 times. Department of Justice hung up in my face 6 times in a row. I have it uploaded and recorded. Domestic violence organization. I think some kind of domestic violence organization online, the National Domestic Violence Hotline, hung up in my face 5 times in a row. Social Security Administration did it. So I know that my calls are being hijacked, and you guys are depriving me of law enforcement to combat it.
And that's what you would like investigated?
Right. That if I like to investigate your behavior of recovering for all the crimes that happened to me and me being defrauded out of funds, being forced to speak with scammers, enforced by the police department. We have evidence of that because I have it recorded. Multiple different police demanding that I leave locations and giving me criminal trespasses for reporting these crimes, which is obstruction of justice, and I'm not quite certain of the other crimes, tampering with evidence, and all kind of accessory charges, and those are just the minimal charges that I'm aware of.
So you want all of these complaints of the hijacking and everything to be investigated?
Right, because I have recordings and the calls are everyone in this country I don't believe is covering for crimes. The National Domestic Violence Hotline does not start an argument with someone and not give them the online resources that they're supposed to give. I've called Attorney General. That was the man stating that she'll hang up because she wouldn't let me speak and do a report and wouldn't let me do the I forgot what it's called. I don't know if it's mediation or something to change your child support, your status on child support. I can't think of the name of it. And she hung up to prevent me from getting anything accomplished. But they've been doing it years. They blatantly lie about services everywhere I'm calling. Won't get attorneys. I've called them for 10 years. No one will represent me. And some of them have even tried to set me up and said that they were going to frame me with mental illness. And then some locations actually call people out. The police came from nowhere while I was reporting crimes. Multiple different times, and I have it uploaded. And they weren't coming to help me. They were coming to set me up. And it actually happened at Red Roof Inn. The police came on their own, and they stated you wouldn't give our 911 operator your address because they're crooked. And I wasn't safe with the police. And sure enough, even though they didn't have the address, they claimed that they came on their own. They tried to frame me with mental illness, but when they saw I was recording, they enlisted Red Roof Inn to blatantly lie on me and then assaulted me and took my freedom for asking, why are you here? They didn't know, so the better option to not go to prison was just to take me to jail. And they did. Then they took my money, my credit card, my ID, social, back to Red Roof Inn and Malice and let a hotel keep it. And that was their scam, that they felt that it was in better hands with Red Roof Inn and let them have. But what the truth of the matter is, they wanted me to be destitute at my release. So I was released in the cold and didn't have my money or anything, couldn't use the bus, and I was trapped. That's what they wanted. They've done it multiple different false arrests. So I get back to Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inn has now said that I can never come back there for something that didn't even happen. That was insult to injury. They have already took my freedom on blatant lies. Now they're conning that I can't be at that hotel again, violating my rights. But here's the thing. If I'm calling all these years and these reports that like the 40-something reports for CPS, the hotline has not surfaced, then that's evidence that I'm indeed calling scammers. And I think all these calls being mistreated and violated and hung up on, railroaded, gaslit, and I think that this is evidence. That's why all the police are covering for crimes and being psychologically abusive. Because I don't know if I'm really talking to police or who I'm talking to. One of these scammers tried to defraud me out of almost 30-something thousands in child support payments. She said that a judge wrote it off. I had to do uploads and report it to the police. They've actually successfully robbed me out of thousands. And all the police do is intimidate and bully me and treat me the way that this officer just did, unless I upload videos.
Okay. Ms. Clerk, what resolution would you like for me to have for you today?
Well, as a dispatcher, we have already addressed that there's responsibilities on your part. What do you do when someone's reporting crimes to you? To not go, because there are mandatory reporting.
Call for a deputy to get in touch with you because they're the ones that do the law enforcement.
Well, what was the relevancy of me speaking with you? So I do want to go into mandatory reporting, and if you don't do anything, that you commit a crime. So I don't know
What you
why
asked
people
me
are
to
being.
do was listen to you and let you speak. So I did that and I took some notes. Now, what would you like me to do from here?
Okay, well, what do you would have to do to not go to jail? To not get a charge, what do you have to do?
I mean, that's not something that I can answer for you.
Well, it should be something that you're required. I don't know if this call is authentic because I'm trying to keep you out of jail. So you tell me what you need to do. If someone's giving you a report, what do you need to do to not get a jail sentence?
Okay, so for my job is to take the information from you and disperse it to the deputies and have someone give you a call. Now, you have asked for someone to investigate this. Do you want me to do some calling around within the sheriff's office to see who's going to work this for you? And
Yes.
get back to you?
Yes. Who's going to work it? Because I'm
Okay,
reporting
I will-
cyber crimes and not investigating it as criminal. And for you not reporting it is also a crime.
Okay, I will work on this and I will get back to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
I believe it when I see it. Bottom line, all these parties that I'm speaking with on my phone don't have my best interest at heart. Their job description is to conceal crimes. So it's impossible for me to get investigation or report crimes because it's networked to cover for crimes. I'm not going to shell out a lot of money for all of this insanity unless I can be reassured that that party would be trapped in it. Give me leverage. Give me some, make me feel comfortable that if my money's not going down the drain, and it will be in a possibility for me to for her to solve a problem that I deliberately created is the thing. Okay, well that was something.